I feel like a coma patient. How long was I out for? What year is it? Yes, I understand. I've been away for a minute. But this is an unboxing video, and this is a vintage alert. 5 vintage newsstand issues in this box right here. My name's Jim, CGC Sports Illustrated. I know what these issues are. I don't know what the grades are. You get my surprise reaction on this video. So part of the reason why I haven't done an unboxing video in a while is CGC had a bit of a backup in their grading, and so I didn't have any new unboxing videos, and then it was the holidays, and I was doing a ton of traveling over the holidays. But now that all that's over, we're back to unboxing videos every single Monday. Brand new issues for us to look at and enjoy and discuss, and stories. Yes, I shaved my beard. That's how long I've been gone. These are facing the wrong way. Yeah. Do that and that. Get situated. A couple of things. Welcome to 2025. Originally, PSA was scheduled to start their magazine and comic grading in first quarter 2025. I'm guessing that they're not going to hit that deadline because I haven't heard that much from them. So hang in there. Probably be more like summer or fall before we get to PSA up and running. Like I said, 5 vintage issues. Probably not going to get to use this guy today. Let's go through these. I've got one issue that is 100 years old. 100 years old. I have the first cover of a Hall of Fame baseball player that is beloved by the city that he is from, that most casual sports fans have never heard of. Another Hall of Fame first cover that visually, one of my all-time favorite Sports Illustrateds. One of the greatest college and pro basketball players ever. It's just going to be a lot of fun. A lot of great stuff in this box. Let's start off with number 1 right here. 8.5 is a big number. That is a big, big number for something that is about 100 years old, or at least that's what I've been told. So a lot going on here. This is the first ever issue of Time magazine. Now, this is the reprint, and I was pretty sure that it was a reprint going in because the way you can tell, you're not going to be able to see it here, maybe a little bit. The reprint of this issue is glossy, and so I was told that this issue came out it was reprinted in the 30s. The original Time magazine issue would have come out on March 3rd, 1923. And then this issue the reprint was done like 10 or 20 years later. Still real cool. This is the highest graded copy of the reprint that I could find in the CGC census, although it's a little bit goofy because it's a reprint, so they're in a couple different locations. Joseph C. Cannon is on the cover. He was a former Speaker of the House, came out on his last day in office as a congressman from Illinois. He was a Republican in the House from Illinois. When he retired, he was the longest serving member in the House in U.S. history. Kind of cool. Kind of rolling the dice on this one, hoping it wasn't going to be a reprint, but figured it was, and it turned out it was. Okay, next up. Look at this vintage stuff on the back. Remember when TVs were like a piece of furniture? It was more wood surrounding the screen of the TV than there was an actual screen on the TV. We had one of those when I was growing up as a kid. Piece of furniture. Get your lemon pledge out. Buff up that wood to a nice high shine. How about that? How about that? That is Bill Russell. Sports Illustrated cover came out on April 28th, 1969. I must have had my my information on this one wrong because I didn't have this in my list here. So I apologize for that. I'm not prepped for it, but that's a beautiful 8.0. What I do not have is any of the pop reports or any other information like that. So, oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's do this. I got a new phone, and I'm so happy about that because now I can use my old phone to scan and get information when I need it. I can scan the QR code on the back. if I can get it to focus, and get pop report information and grader's notes and all that sort of stuff. So that's loading into the website. I'm so excited. I finally got a new phone. So my old phone, this is all I'm using my old phone for, strictly for this. So this 8.0 is a Pop 2 None graded higher of Bill Russell. Yeah, that just happened. That's awesome. Top pop, spine stress lines on cover. Yeah, and let's talk about this for a minute. We can see these. So, pressing is only going to do so much. And once those spine ticks and spine stress lines on the cover, once they get super deep, the fibers in the paper are broken and they're permanently damaged. And so pressing certainly improved it, because I remember what this one looked like, but those spine stress lines are never going to come out 100%. Multiple scuffs on the back cover, certainly can't do anything about scuffing. Creased left center back cover. Yep, I see that. Again, that's a crease. That's a permanent crease. Crease left bottom back cover. Bend right bottom of front cover. Yeah, and those are all things that were... Ooh, that's a tiny little bend. Those are all things that are permanent. Pressing certainly improved them, made them better than what they were before. But we're going to get 100% on those. This is awesome. Bill Russell, Boston Celtics, 1969, popping a beautiful 8.0. Okay, I'm going to keep the phone handy in case we need that again. Off and running on these beautiful vintage pieces. So tough to find. Vintage newsstand, Sports Illustrated, so tough to find. So I'm always thrilled when I come across them like this. Next up. Oh, that's a big number. That is a big, big number for Lou Alcindor, also known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Of course, he was Lou Alcindor when this issue came out, March 31st, 1969. You're looking at the top pop. There are now two 8.5s. I believe I've graded both of those 8.5s years and years ago when I first got started in this hobby. I'm 99% sure that I popped an 8.5 on this one and sold it years ago. So both of these I pressed and got graded, and both of them popped out at 8.5. So now there's two 8.5s. There are two 7.5s. There are three 7.0s. Projection on this was 7.5, so way exceeded my projections, and super condition sensitive with all that black ink on the cover. So crazy condition sensitive. This was Lou Alcindor's 5th Sports Illustrated cover while he was in college. And you may be saying to me, Jim, 5 Sports Illustrated covers in college? That's got to be a record. No, not even close. Bill Walton was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Are you ready for this? Sit down. 8 times. 8 times Bill Walton was on the Sports Illustrated cover while he was in college. And it was just that dominant run that he and, Lou Alcindor and Bill Walton were a part of back at UCLA back in the day. This came out. He's got the net cut down around his neck. UCLA had just won another championship. Lou Alcindor would go on to be drafted by the Bucks after this. He won an NBA title in Milwaukee in 1971 and then traded to the Lakers in 1975, and the rest is history. As is this 8.5. It's historic. Top pop. Pop 2. None higher. Oh, this is a great box. I get very excited by high-grade vintage newsstands. And I'm going to tell you, my 2 favorites are still to come. I mean, this has been a great box so far, but my 2 favorites are still to come. Oh, if I could pull off a miracle top pop on either of these 2, I'm going to be kicking over my tripod, my camera, doing the dance here in my office. All right, next up. Oh, that's big. Not a top pop, but it is absolutely ginormous. Huge. Yeah. Permanent spine. Oh, you can see that one right there. Looked a lot worse before pressing, but those paper fibers were broken, and that's as good as I could do. Super condition sensitive. Dark ink. Dark ink. Reggie Jackson, first Sports Illustrated cover, came out on July 7th, 1969. There's a 9.2. There's an 8.5. And then you got your boy right here at 8.0. There's also 7.5. Have projected this at 7.5. I'm crushing, exceeding my projections. My grader at CGC must have had a good day that day when he was coming in. Good luck finding a copy of this one. You like this? Who doesn't love this? Freaking Reggie Jackson, and I am a sucker for those Oakland A's uniforms from the 60s and early 70s. Man, I'd love it, see them bring those back as a throwback uniform. Yeah, you want this. Everybody wants it. Super collectible. Good luck finding one. There are only 18 copies of this issue in newsstand that have ever been graded. So in the entire world, there's 18 copies. Actually, now it's 19. 19 copies. That's it. And there's a 9.2 and an 8.5. And now one 8.0. So most of them are in that, 5.0 to 7.0 range, because there's only one 7.5 too. In fact, you know what? Let's go to the phone. I want to see, you know what? I would have to pull up the, so the QR code will bring you to the CGC website of this specific issue, and you'll get some basic information like the cert number, volume issue date. By the way, when CGC did their software update about a month ago, the date that every single CGC item has been graded, that used to be part of their database. It would tell you the date this specific one was graded and every other one graded. All gone. All gone for all future issues and all gone for all historical issues. So if you're like, I got this graded 5 years ago, still in the database. Nope, gone. Kind of a big bummer. You get some grader's notes, you get some other things, and then you get like your specific, I'll show you. Shows you your specific issue. It says there's 8.0, there's 2 of them, there's none graded higher. But if I want to pull up the census on this one to find out where the other grades are. See, I don't edit these. This is just raw. So you get all my mistakes. And you get me hunting and pecking on my phone and logging into the CGC website so that I can pull this one up specifically. It is volume 31, issue 1. I'm just curious as to where, because it is super condition sensitive, where all of the grades live, since there are so few high-graded copies. 31, volume 31, issue number 1. So let's take a look at it. Yeah, so there's one 3.0, a 4.0, a 5.0, 3 5.5s, 4 6.0s, 3 6.5. So that's where they all sit in that 5 to kind of 7 range. So tough to find. It's Reggie Jackson. It's his first Sports Illustrated cover. It's from 1969. I mean, that's 55 years ago. Amazing. Oh, this box has been spectacular. Now, because the top pop on that one was 9.2. I think I didn't think I had any chance of that. Fingers crossed. I got a shot at the top pop on this one. Let's take a minute. Let's just take a minute. We're not in a hurry here. We're just hanging out. Let's just take a minute so that I can mentally prepare myself for what is going to be revealed. Let's take a minute. But I don't do meditation or Tai Chi or any of that crap, but I see it on TV shows and movies, so I think maybe it works. I'm going to reveal this one. Good vibes. Oh. Man, I was dreaming on this one. That's brutal. That is brutal. 5.5. Oh man, I made it such a buildup. It's like, I got a shot at the top pop. Not even close, sucker. So this is Ron Santo. And if you're a casual sports fan, you may be like, who the heck is Ron Santo? So came out, this is his first Sports Illustrated cover, came out on June 30th, 1969. There's an 8.5, there's an 8.0, there's a 7.5. I projected this at 7.5. Missed it by 2 full spots. And again, let's go to the phone and see where they killed me on this. and check the grader's notes, because how did I get a 7.5 and it comes back at 5.5? Spine stress lines on the cover, spine split. That's what did it. Yeah, okay. Stain on the top of the interior. I mean, it's got some issues. 7.5 was me pipe dreaming. They will crush you on spine splits. And what that is the spine splits, right, just like it sounds, right between the front cover and the back cover. And it's a pretty, it's an 1.5 inch spine split. So Ron Santo is kind of a hometown guy. And what I mean by that is he was beloved by Chicago Cubs fans and in the city of Chicago. But most people outside of Chicago probably weren't all that familiar with him, especially because the guy played, 50 years ago. But he did play 14 seasons for the Cubs in the 60s and mid-70s. He was a 9-time All-Star. He was part of that famous 1969 Cubs team that just crashed and burned after leading their division. And the Miracle Mets came back and won the World Series this year. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2012, posthumously, because he passed away in 2010. Absolutely beloved by Cubs fans. He did the games on radio and TV for years. Just really, he was a homer. I love homer broadcasters for the local games. Now, the national, I don't want, when Vin Scully was broadcasting, he was a pro and he was doing national games, so he wasn't going to be a homer for the Dodgers. But when you got those local broadcasters, I like the ones that just get so excited when something happens and are just devastated when, the team loses. That was Ron Santo, just really an everyman and a homer, and when he was broadcasting, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to show you this clip here of Ron Santo. When the Cubs decided to retire his jersey, he was in the broadcast booth doing the game. And they made the announcement over the stadium speakers at the Cubs game at Wrigley Field, and Ron Santo didn't know, so he was totally surprised. So go check out this clip here. We're going to take a look at it.
But legend Ron Santo's number 10 jersey will be retired in a pregame ceremony prior to the Sunday, September 28th game against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Congratulations, Ron Santo, one of the greatest Cubs of all time.
That's awesome. I love that. Absolutely love that. I don't know when that clip was. He passed away in 2010, so it was obviously sometime in the mid 2000s when that happened. But that's a great clip, and that meant a lot to Ron Santo. He was just and still is absolutely beloved by Chicago Cubs fans. What a great box! Reprint on the Time first cover of Time. Pop the top pop on Lou Alcindor. Top pop on Bill Russell. The Reggie Jackson was a friggin' home run. Bummer on this 5.5 Ron Santo. Follow me on social media, CGC Sports Illustrated. It is the same username as you're watching here on YouTube. It's on every platform. It's Twitter and Instagram, and it was TikTok until that went away, and maybe that'll come back. Every single social media platform, CGC Sports Illustrated. If you're interested in my magazine and comic cleaning and pressing service, drop a comment, shoot me a DM on social media. I'll hook you up with all the details. Really fun to be back. Again, unboxing videos. We're back on track, baby. It's 2025 every single Monday. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it.